So I was cruising around, I think YouTube, and I saw the cover pop up, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that band. And so I like clicked play, and I think I was getting ready for work, and before you know it, I was like in my car. It was still on. I went through the whole record the first time I heard it, all
Yeah.
one go. Look, that's kind of rare, man. And so I went through the whole thing, and I was like, man, that was good. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast. I got a very special guest today, all the way up from California. We got Justin Havoc hanging out with us today. What's up, bro?
What's happening? It's good
Not
to
a
be
lot,
here.
dude. Hell yeah, man. This channel's being so crazy right now, bro. I'm having so much fun. Like, legit. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm having hella fun, man. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah, anybody that's watching this, dude, thank you so much for the time spent on this channel. The artists, myself, we all appreciate it, man. This is a community that requires, active participants, if you will.
Absolutely.
But hell yeah, man. So how many? Okay, first off, what made you guys write a new record, man? It had been a while.
You had. Well, basically, Jason and I had been doing a band for like the last 16 years called Spades and Blades. And
Okay.
Josiah was in it originally. But that ended up, Jason ended up moving back to Oklahoma in 2019-ish, like right at the end of it. And he wrote a song for me, and like about our friendship and stuff. He was just like being real nostalgic back in Oklahoma. And that was the first song, and then he had like posted a little clip. We didn't actually decide to post it. He just like did it, and I was like, oh. He's like, I posted it, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. See if people are interested, if they want, and the interest was there for sure, and we were interested. We wanted to do it, so. And then Josiah had heard. We got on a call, and he wanted to be involved with it, so we just made it all happen, which it's been awesome. I've been like really excited about doing Havoc again, and it's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So I kind of butchered any kind of intro, man. We talked on the phone a little bit like last week, so I feel like I already know the man a little bit. So the Havoc, for anybody that's not familiar, California based still, correct?
Or yeah, three of us. We're kind of all over, but yeah.
Formerly California based, just in the age of the internet, dude, we can kind of be wherever we want. It's kind of nice. But sure. The Havoc's more like a street punk style band. If you're familiar with bands like The Unseen and The Casualties, The Global Threat, Defiance, more in that vein. Starving Wolves, Crumb Bums, very much like that. Crumb Bums, Casualties stuff. It's man, melodic, screaming vocals a lot of sing-along stuff, some solos, bro. Like very, very good stuff if you're into the 90s like street punk stuff, which oddly enough I'm making a whole video on, and I was already working on it when we kind of touched base with each other. So it's pretty awesome to be talking to you right now. You guys, so I was cruising around, I think YouTube, and I saw the cover pop up, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that band. And so I like clicked play, and I think I was getting ready for work, and before you know it, I was like in my car. It was still on. I went through the whole record the first time I heard it, one go. Look, that's kind of rare, man. And so I went through the whole thing, and I was like, damn, that was good. And so I just, man, it's a very good record. Very, very good record.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It took us about 2 years to put it together.
Okay.
Slowly, because we recorded. Josiah, Will, and I, our new drummer, we practice frequently, like rehearse together, and so we wrote some songs. Jason wrote some songs, and then he recorded all the vocals in Oklahoma and flew them over, sent them over, and bass as well, and we did all the rest at Josiah's studio.
Nice.
So.
Dude, the production's solid. I really think it's great what we're able to accomplish these days with like minimal like money. Like you could, if you get the initial investment to buy the equipment, you're like set. You can do stuff nowadays that would have cost, 20, 30 grand in the 90s because you would have had to spend just a ton of time in an actual studio that you didn't own. I think that's really,
Yeah, you take someone else's time, they're using their time, and that costs money.
yep, very much does. I mean, yeah, a lot of money. And I think it's really good. It's keeping punk rock alive, I think. And it's keeping other genres like underground hip hop stuff is coming out. Like not
Oh, yeah.
super into it, but a little bit. And it's thriving, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your all's goals with the new album? Are you going to be touring all over the country? Have you already played a bunch of shows on it? I would assume so, I guess.
We've done, we released it in January, which you said
That's
in the,
right. That's
in the
right.
review. So our first shows were on the East Coast. We did a 10-day run with the Parasitics, starting at 40 Fest last year.
Okay.
And the 40 Fest is coming up again. So if anybody's interested or out in Atlanta or want to fly to Atlanta, it's nice. It's a nice lineup this year. A bunch of our friends' bands are playing. But we're gonna be, so we did that, and then in August we did 3 days in California. We did Fresno, Pomona, and Ventura. So,
nice.
Oh, and we played with Fear in July as well.
Oh heck yeah, dude! That's what's up.
It was dope.
I forgot the album came out all way back in January. My memory is really bad, like my short-term memory specifically. So I forget like little things like that. And as soon as you said January, I was like, oh, that's right. That did come back way. Because when I was doing my like top 10 records of the year, I had to like go back and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those ones that I was like, oh, that's right, dude. I like wrote it down and it climbed all the way up dude, I couldn't believe how good it was. Like that's not necessarily true actually. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just kept listening to it and be like that's, oh man, you guys used to be terrible. I can't believe how good you got. That's
right.
That's ridiculous. But
hey.
yeah. But like
there's some truth to that.
No, man. Dude, do you ever go back and listen to stuff that you used to really like in the 90s and just kind of dissect it or compare it to stuff that's coming out now? I still find it it's still high quality.
Some of it, yeah. There's definitely
yeah.
There's definitely some stuff I've gone back to listen to, especially some of that early hardcore stuff. Those recordings were rough, real rough. I mean, I even know that ours could have been better, but we decided to make it the way it is instead of letting our engineer clean it up more and stuff like that. And we all looked back and wished that we let him do that. But overall, I mean, the record was what it was. And it did real well, so we're stoked on that too. With our rebellion's just begun.
Okay. Now, pardon me if I don't know the answer to this question. That's there only 2 albums, right?
And we have an EP that we actually did two EPs. We did one before we got signed to Punkcore. Okay. Our first 7-inch, what was called "Who's Gonna Die."
Okay, that's the one that I don't know about then.
We did that. A couple of those songs made it onto the record, but there's a few songs we left on there specifically.
Gotcha.
And then we pressed that ourselves. We made 1,000 copies, and they're all gone.
Nice. That's what's up, dude.
Pretty sick.
That's amazing. I remember whenever I put my first record out, not for my band, it was on a label that I had started up back in like 2003, and I've only got a couple of the CDs left, but I remember I was a manager at Hot Topic, and I got some in a shipment once, and I was like, "Let's go!" Because I was using like Revelation Records to do my distribution.
Oh, that's cool. That's
good. Dude, I got really lucky, man. I knew a couple of people that were kind of high up in Hot Topic, and I knew, I was always been in the scene, so I knew people that were in the bands and such. So that wasn't the hard part. The hard part was like getting somebody that was a buyer at Hot Topic to be like, "Oh, we'll put a bunch of money into this band that's only toured once, and they're from Pasadena, Texas, like south side of Houston." Dude, EP was so good though.
That's awesome.
Hey, real quick before we go any further, I'm hearing like this weird crackle noise when you're talking. You want to drop your pods back in and pull them back out, see if that's what it is?
Sure.
It's probably going to bug the listener.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Hey, talk to me real quick. Okay.
Not connected yet. Are we there? How's that?
Yeah, I think it's still faint. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It is what it is, man. I just wanted to see if we could catch it early on in the show, but it's not a big deal, man. I've had all kinds of I'm not a tech guy, so like if there's an issue, I don't generally know how to fix any.
Super boomer, dude.
Dude, let's go.
Super boomer.
You know what's funny about you mentioning the production on your first record? I did a little clip. My buddy and I did a show about like the top Hellcat releases, and I picked The Unseen, State of Discontent as one of my top. I still stand behind that. And I made a video, admittedly like a clickbaity title. It was like, the greatest street punk album ever, or like the best or something like that. And I was just more or less trying to get people to talk about what they liked, and not trying to necessarily say, I think it ranks high up there, but it's subjective. A lot of people were like shitting on it because of the production. And I was like, I think it sounds amazing. What are you talking about?
That record was good.
Dude, I don't understand these finicky punk rock kids, dude.
It's surprising because sometimes they really like stuff that is not good, like production-wise at all. But
well, that's what I think they wanted. They wanted some bullshit 1983 Misfits production, and you're like, dude, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah. I mean, those songs are what they are, and that it is what it is. But yeah, it's nicer to have. I like production, quality production.
Had the Misfits never dropped American Psycho and Famous Monsters, I would have never listened to them, because those are the records that got me interested. Because the first stuff, I didn't like it because I was young and it just didn't sound good, especially on like bad speakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean those records. Yeah, I really like those records actually a lot, but I already was into them before, so it just kind of was, to me. I just liked them both. We even saw Chud and Graves do a project after they were done.
Nice.
On the Dr. Chud and the Gravediggers or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm like a mid-level Misfits fan. Like I really like them. I would even get the skull tattooed on me. But as far as like being like a big fan where I have all their stuff, and I like them. But when I was a kid and the first time I heard about them, I was through the Metallica stuff, right? So when I heard their recordings, I was very unimpressed. I was like, man, what?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely
so
higher quality.
I definitely appreciated when I got a hold of the newer stuff, because it made me want to go back and dig through their old songs, because I knew the songs were written well. And so it didn't make sense to just shrug them off after that to me. But yeah, I appreciate the work that you guys put into your new record. It sounds really, really good in my opinion. I like the mix is really nice. That can make or break a record. And so
for sure. Yeah, Josiah did a great job on that.
That's who mixed it?
Yeah, Josiah did all of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's nice to have that stuff in-house, huh?
Oh yeah, it's great. Right now he's working on a recording. We have another project called Cake Eater that that we're going to be dropping sometime early next year, and it's more of a hardcore stuff, but
okay. Hell yeah.
What it's gonna be solid.
Is it just the two of y'all from the Havoc, or is it some of the other guys too?
It's me, Josiah, and Will from the Havoc, and then our buddy Garrett and our friend Luke are in Cake Eater.
What kind of inspirations would you be citing for this music? What kind of hardcore is it, basically?
It's like we have Orange County and New York hardcore that are involved in that. So it's kind of like the initial thoughts were like Madball, and there's a band called NIV from San Diego that I really like.
I don't know them yet.
They were on Victory
back
in the day, but those were like my initial but obviously all hardcore. So yeah, it turned out to be more like a mix between that and melodic Orange County hardcore stuff.
Okay. So more like almost like some beatdown stuff, huh? With a little bit more melody to it.
There's everything. We didn't like.
So it's just
we didn't want to like corner ourselves with that project at all. So it's like really wide open. We have heavy, and kind of like poppy-ish.
Okay.
Like Comeback Kid, kind of like Comeback Kid.
Yes, I love that band.
Yeah,
dude, Comeback Kid. Their first like 2 or 3 records were like, I mean, legitimately classic records in my opinion. I really enjoy those still to this day.
Yeah, they're killer.
What got you guys going back when you started the Havoc? Whenever you were young bucks, man. What was the goal back then? Was it just to sign and tour and be lifelong punk rockers and try to just live off the art, or were you just trying to get a couple records out and then go on to bigger and better things? What were y'all trying to do back then?
Well, initially, I had already been in a band previous called No Purchase Necessary, and we had toured. It was like just like old school punk sounding stuff. And then we were on tour, and that's when I met Jason. And he was still in high school. I was in high school when I was touring in that band. We once both of our old bands broke up, I had told him to come out to California and start a new band, and that's when we started the Havoc. And Josiah was in a band called Somos Punkeros. Before that, it was like Casualties, like street punk sounding stuff. And when we met him, it was like perfect fit, and we knew right away. And then we had our buddy Seamus playing drums originally. He was actually a bass player originally, and then it all switched around because I played bass in my first band, and then I was like, I want to play guitar, and Jason played guitar, and he was like, I want to play bass. So we kind of swapped it all around, and then once we brought it all back together, that's when we asked Justin to start playing bass live because Jason had only been singing for the last 16 years, and he was like, I kind of just want to be a lead vocalist, so we did that. But anyway, going back to back then, I mean, we got it all together, and we wanted to hit the road. Within 6 months, we had a tour booked. We hit the road with our buddies in this band called The Discarded back then. It was in 2002, the summer of 2002. And we just did like 5-6 songs. We had like a 20 minute set at the most, and just ripped it out. And we did that tour. We broke down everywhere. And then and we actually put our first 7-inch out within that 6 months too.
Dang.
So
that's
we
super
did it
fast.
We did it all because I was using all my old connects from prior from No Purchase Necessary, and because I own a screen printing company, I just traded for studio time.
Nice.
For shirts, and that's what I had done with my old band too. So it just made sense to do it again, and that was with my buddy Nacho, 459 Studios in Pasadena.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that's a band called the Caffeines. He was a singer for like a hardcore band.
Dope. 6 months is fast, bro.
Like it was fast.
Man. So we talked about screen printing the other day on the phone, man, and I thought that was awesome because we immediately, like right away, we got like bonded on like the fact that now I don't do it to the degree that you do it, but it's an art form that we both love, and that was a connection instantaneous, man. So I didn't realize that you had that company 20 years ago, dude.
Yes, yeah. I started when I started playing music is when I started screen printing.
Okay.
I didn't want to pay for shirts.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to pay for shirts.
Wild.
So I did my first order and it cost me too much. I was like, I can't afford this. And then I heard my high school had a screen printing class. I was like, I'm definitely taking that right away.
Right,
so
dude.
That's what I started.
Man, Texas schools suck. They don't offer none of that cool shit.
They say that about every school because like no schools out here do that either. I got lucky. I don't know.
Yeah,
that was like the only one. And I know like Fullerton College has a screen printing class, and it's funny because the guy that teaches that, he's the one that did my first shirts, and he's my neighbor.
That's funny, bro. I can't imagine doing that back then. I remember back when I was in a band and we were trying to get ready to do like some, 6-7 day. Not day, excuse me, probably like a week and a half, 10 to 12 days, something like that, around Texas and hit up like 5 or 6 cities. We knew plenty of people, man. And we just wanted to like kind of get out there and see what it would be like in the van with each other. And we didn't want to go like, oh, let's go book some stuff all the way through California and come back up to the Midwest and then hate each other when we get back. Like, so we were like, let's go test the waters. Now, admittedly, I jacked up our band really bad. So that's on me. I was a freaking moron. had a real bad problem with narcotics. But I do remember the first time we did shirts, I was the guy that came up with the designs for most stuff. So I was like, let me get a design ready, and I did a really great like tattoo style design, and we got
Sick.
these really great shirts. They were like gray with this I don't know, man, almost turquoise, like bluish, like more blue than green uh print. Bro, they were even back in like 2005, man, they were so expensive that had I had the foresight to maybe do that, I probably would have started screen printing as well. Because I remember being like, bro, we got to save up and get 2 runs of shirts because I don't want to have to do this again for a while. Like, it kicked my ass financially.
Oh yeah. Oh, the more you buy, the cheaper it is.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, even when I do stuff for my friends, man, I'm like, dude, trust me, buy 25 or more. I can get shirts cheaper too that way. Like, I'm very much small time. I do stuff like this is where I'm sitting, And I'm like, bro, get me the biggest order you could possibly get, especially for my friends. I'm not trying to like necessarily make money off them, So, but it's a freaking fantastic way to make really, really great stuff. I'm gonna do actually, let me run this idea past you. You might think it's fun. You know how graffiti artists do those priority mail stickers and they cover them with art?
Yeah.
So I like to watercolor, right? I was thinking about taking black watercolor and just covering a bunch of those with it and having it like all shades and kinds of black, but all black basically, right? And then coming up with a cool little logo, probably for my store, or maybe the channel, I don't know, something. And then getting a 6x6 screen and making a little bitty screen and slapping that on those things. And so, I don't do graffiti. I haven't done that in 20 years, man. So slapping it on those and then letting them dry out, and just taking them in my bag everywhere I go and just blah, blah, and just have like
there you go.
People order shit, send them one. It'd be kind of cool looking, I guess.
Heck yeah. That sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm always trying to come up with weird ideas for screen printing because it's my favorite thing to do that's not, YouTube. But what are y'all doing right now? Do you have any plans to tour outside of, I don't know, the next, 6 months or so? You trying to do anything?
We're trying to book out. We're trying to book out next year. We've been talking with some people in Canada. We've been talking about going to Europe for the last couple of years, trying to just get it all figured out.
Right.
A couple of different offers. We're just trying to get it all locked in. There's a lot of logistics going into Canada, mainly because I have a couple of DUIs, so I can't just plop right over. I gotta handle all that shit.
The smallest stuff makes these places not want to let you even come over for a vacation. It's wild.
I know.
It's wild. Yeah, man. It's like you can't change. You did something in your 20s and they're like, well, I know you're 40, but like 13 years ago, you made a mistake, buddy. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's dumb, but it'll work out. We'll get it figured out.
I'm certain of it, man. I think that you guys will do great in Europe. The punk rock bands, oi bands, they seem to do really well over there. I've talked to a few buddies that have gone over in like the last 8 to 12 months, and every single person has this crazy story, and it just makes me so jealous, but also happy. I'm not a dickhead,
of course,
but I'm like, I want to go so bad, bro.
I
once
haven't
my
been
whole
either.
life.
Oh wow! You mean like out of the country or out of Texas?
Out of Texas.
Oh shit,
bro! That was like 3 months ago.
Oh dang! It's time to start moving, bro.
Yeah, it was always a money issue, so I just never even tried to. I never tried to go because I don't want to go on a vacation or a trip or a tour or whatever, and like have to just be broke as shit and scrimping and saving to eat. And nah, man. So I saved up money with my wife, and we left the kids with my mom, and we went to Las Vegas for about 5 days, and I got to go see the Punk Rock Museum a couple times, and like
that's rad,
dude.
I want to go there. I haven't been yet,
dude. It'll blow your mind. That Rancid image that I sent you, that's where I took the photo at. Like,
yeah,
bro.
Sick.
Like,
I want to bring a bunch of flyers out there too. I want to bring some Havoc flyers and stuff because Mike said he wants to put like every band's flyer up there. So
I
didn't send him. I have a ton of original '80s flyers too that I've gotten from. I got from an old friend, and I have them. They're all up in the room here, and I got a stack of them. So I was thinking of getting some copies of those made and taking those out there too. I never sent anything in when they were asking for requests. I just didn't just didn't do it. But
a lot of people have told me that actually. But you should definitely get some of those too, and man, and like you should scan them on your thing and upload them and share them with the world, bro. I love looking at stuff like that, man.
I know it's just so time consuming.
No, it is. It is very much time consuming. You know what? If I was gonna just post them on Instagram or something, I would just take photos. But if you're gonna do something like important with them, you have to kind of scan them in. But
Right.
I lost when I had a let's see, I had a box like a shoe box, and I had a binder, and the binder had those clear sleeves that teachers would use.
Yeah.
And it was full of flyers, and my shoebox was full of flyers from Houston because I've lived here my whole life. So I had stuff from like, let's say the late 90s all the way through like 2015. And I lost my home in that hurricane. And so
damn.
everything went up in water. I literally have 2 or 3 things from pre-Hurricane Harvey. Yeah. It was
Damn,
wild,
that sucks,
bro.
man. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, dude, look. It put things into perspective because I no longer hold on to physical stuff the way I used to, and I think it's healthy. But there are things that make me a little sad, you know.
Hell yeah, I still have all my old stuff.
I
have all the original designs because I designed the Havoc logo and everything.
That's awesome.
So I have all of the original shirt designs that I created with like the actual. I did everything cut and paste because still don't do computers. So. I have an artist that works for me that does. So now I just tell him what to do. But for the most part, like I haven't actually designed anything like that in a long time. It's all through my artist now. But
dude,
or like Justin, like our bass player, he drew this. He drew
nice.
this.
That's great, actually.
The cover art for the record, and
that's drawn by hand. Hold on, I've got it sitting right over here. Hold on.
Yeah, he drew that.
Holy shit, he did.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's badass.
It's legit.
I picked up a copy like right before we started talking. It was so strange how this happened, bro. Because I literally bought. I haven't even opened it yet. It's brand new. I got a yellow. I guess that's what that means is yellow vinyl. I would think.
It's a half and half gray, half green.
Let's go.
Or splatter. I'm not sure. It could be the splatter one too. There's 2 different ones.
Let's find out.
Actually, I think that one's the half and half. There's 3 variants and then black as well.
Oh, nice. You got to have a black one, dude. A black OG. I know a lot of guys that don't even want colored vinyl for whatever reason. They're, oh, dude, old vinyl heads and stuff, dude. They're like, oh, it's not as pure. And I'm like, dude, vinyl's not black to begin with, dummy. Dude, so many people don't understand that vinyl is like a milky, see-through white, like clear color. They add black because it's carbon. It strengthens the vinyl. That's why it's been black since day one.
That's cool. Did you get that through Dismantled?
I don't remember.
Whiskey Punk, I think.
Actually, I think I ordered this on Discogs.
Okay.
I think that's where I got it because I was just looking for it, and like, man, that's my first place that I go normally for. Oh shit, this is awesome. Well, anybody that wanted to look at what this looked like, this thing is freaking sweet. You're right, though. It was half and half.
Yeah, the half and half. Yeah.
Dude, that is so sick. And then
that's the actually. What was that? Go ahead.
In person, it looks even better, man. Like this thing is beautiful.
Hell yeah! I was gonna say that's the only variant I don't have. I have the gray splatter and the red. That's the variant that we have because we have our own for live shows.
Bro, I can get another copy and send this to you if you want to make a collection out of it.
Oh no, I'll get one. I was gonna get one. That's one I have.
Cool. Well, I certainly don't mind.
Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
I do the same thing. I collect. Oh, no worries, man. I'm gonna probably make a little short. I need to start getting on the shorts game, dude. I don't care about shorts. I don't really like to watch them, but I have a really nice turntable, and I need to start making like little videos of the records playing. People know, like, hey, I'm not just talking about this shit. I buy them. I try to do videos on what I picked up every month. It's always cool. Something, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my vinyl collection basically consists of like getting stuff on tour for the most part. I have like
a good way to get
all my friends' bands that drop vinyl, and then and then just basically tour, or like if I'll hit up a record store on the road or whatever and find something cool.
Dude, that's all I would do if I was on tour, man. I would waste all of my extra money on records. Do you like other formats too, or are you just a vinyl guy?
Oh, I mean, I listen to everything digitally, but
Okay.
I just collect the records. I pretty much
Nice.
don't listen. Every time I have a record player, it ends up breaking like right after I use it like 2 or 3 times. It's annoying.
Oh
I
wow.
don't know why, but just I have the worst luck with record players.
Dude, I have a record shop, and I can tell you that you are not part of a small percentage of people at all, dude. A lot of people come in and they buy them. They just want to, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Like personally, my friends are like, I don't know. Some of my friends are very much against that. I don't really get it, man. First and foremost, if you're shopping small and you're supporting my shop, like I just appreciate that. But
Oh
like,
yeah,
what do I care what you do with your record? Like, I don't give a
it's a
shit.
collectible, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the same thing as like people still like to buy CDs. They might not even listen to them, but it's the physical media. You know,
bro, I buy all this
Jason
shit.
talks about that all the time. Yeah,
I buy,
I want to
I
do
buy
tapes.
Dude, if y'all need help with that, let me know, please. I would love to be involved with some tapes, man. I did 5 this year. I don't know why I put up 4, but I did 5 tapes this year. That was weird. I did
Five.
right. I did 5 this year. It was awesome. Planning on doing 7 next year, but yeah,
Hey, that's the way the kids' math is these days. That Common
dude.
Core stuff. It's weird as hell.
And they use a calculator, still get it wrong.
hmm
But yeah,
Hilarious.
I did 5 tapes this year. I got a couple more that I'm working on right now. I'm dipping my toe in vinyl finally. We'll see what happens, man.
Rad.
It's good time,
Very
dude. I
cool.
love it, man. I
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
love it.
Music is just everything, man. I've been doing it for so long. I just can't stop. I'm addicted. You know?
Like, what else would people like us do with our time if we didn't do stuff like create? And it may not, dude. You're creating art with your shirts and stuff too, like your fingerprinting company. So, like,
hmm
if we didn't have this creative outlet, I feel like there would be, I don't know, some kind of negativity as a result.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm really involved with my family too. I get, obviously I know you are too, but
Yeah,
just when my daughter was doing sports and I was helping coach and like
that's
softball,
awesome.
and then also, but now she does performing arts, so
Cool.
plays and stuff, and my wife and I work backstage and help out with all that. It's a lot of fun,
That's pretty
you know.
amazing. I bet the people she's involved with are super stoked when they need like gear printed and stuff. I know that I have similar things where people are like, oh wait, ask Randall, he can help with this, and I'm like, bro, just let me know, man, whatever I can do to help.
Yeah, no, I literally do print everything for her,
That's awesome.
her dance school and for her plays school. So it's pretty cool. She's in Seussical right now,
What
which
is
is
that?
Dr. Seuss.
Oh, bro, Dr. Seuss was wild, man. Uh, how great is being a dad though? Like sincerely, I know it's a super big shift in subject, but like
No, it
I
is. It's the
love,
best.
dude, I love it, man. My kids are so like I have 3 and they're all so I almost did it again, bro. I'm like, I got 3. Uh
That's perfect.
they're, they're so like different, man. They're all very clearly mine. Like it's because
Yeah.
our personalities are so similar, but if you really
hmm
dig below the surface, you're like, oh man, they all are very, very, very different people. And like my oldest just taught me chess, bro. Like, what, dude? What are we talking about here?
That's sick. Chess is fun.
Dude, I'm enjoying it actually quite a bit. A lot of people that I know play it. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
one
want
of
to
those
hear.
things.
No, dude, chess is like it's like learning a new language. If you can play chess with people, it opens a lot of doors. I've only been playing a very short time, and I've already figured that out. Like, at my little shop, it's in an antique mall, and
Okay.
I've already met like I don't know 5 or 6 different people that I would never have talked to if it
Oh
wasn't for the
yeah.
fact that they were like playing, and I walked up and was like, "You mind if I watch?" And they're like, "Oh no." And then they're like, "Do you play?" I'm like, "Ooh, sort of, if that's what you want to call it." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And but we became buddies a little bit for me, just kind of hanging around watching them, and
Yeah.
it really felt like a language to me. So, how long have you
That's
been
cool.
playing, or
I
do
mean,
you play?
it's not like often or anything. I
Okay, you just
just
know how
picked it up.
to.
Yeah, I know how, but yeah, no, it's not like a common thing I do.
Okay, dude, it's
Yeah.
incredibly difficult to get good at. So, like, I don't know that I'll ever get good at it, but my kiddo's very good. Like, he's good enough to where these old men that are like teaching people play are like, "Hey, man, you need to get your kid involved in this over here because he's special." And I was like, "What? That's amazing!" Like, I know he's
That's
special, but I
cool.
didn't know he was special in that area. But
it's always nice to hear people compliment your kids too.
Oh, I was smiling all day. I was like grinning all. I was so stoked. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it is right. It's so
my
nice
daughter
to hear
gets
people.
complimented all the time. Like they're always like, she has a natural face for acting, and she's just so like people just think she's a really cool kid. So I think that makes me super happy because I feel like I did a good job. My wife and I, especially,
That's amazing.
She spends more time with her than I do, unfortunately, because of having to work as much. But
yeah, what's funny is if like let's say we had met when your first LP dropped, right? And we were like, all right, man, in like 20 years, bro, we're gonna have kids and a business, and like that's what we're gonna be doing. I bet we would have both been like, bro.
I mean, I didn't know. I wanted kids when I was younger, but I didn't know when it was going to happen or how or whatever, And then, I mean, I had my shop right out of high school, so
that's kind of, awesome.
But I had different ones and went back. But yeah, it's definitely cool. It's different than when we were younger, that's for sure.
It's just a wild thing because back in the day, it was like, I mean, because when you're young, you just don't think this way. It's like all the stuff that we do in our life, even let's say at this point in our life, 40s, late 40s, whatever it ends up being, right? We're both the same age about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can only appreciate it and understand it and get here when you get here. There is no appreciating it sooner because when you're young, you go, that's lame. I don't want to be like a dad and like go pick my kid up, and I don't want to go to softball practice. Back when I was 20 years old, bro, I wanted to go to shows, drink beer, hang out. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah. And so now I'll go to shows, but if my kids are doing something, that's priority number one. So I think it's amazing talking to, I don't know, elder punk, people like me that are my age. It's pretty awesome to talk to folks that have kids and stuff. It's pretty amazing, but
yeah, I still go to a lot of shows, but it's but I just make time. I just do it, because I like it.
If I lived closer to the city, I would. Yeah, I'm about an hour outside of Houston, so like when I go to a show, it's an all day affair. So I have to be like, I go to as many as I can.
Yeah. And if the kid can go too, or if your kids are interested, that's fun.
Dude, my daughter, she's 9, and she started going to shows with me, bro. And then my son wanted to go see Rancid next year, so I bought tickets for their birthday. I was like, let's go. We're going to go see Green Day and Rancid. I'm so fucking stoked for that.
I want to go to that show too.
Bro, right? How cool is it? How old is your daughter again?
10.
10. That's right, dude. We got like the same age kids too.
Yeah.
Is she into any cool music yet, or is she not really even cared about that yet?
Oh no, she listens to tons of stuff. She's all over the place because I am too. I go from punk to hip hop to pop to dance, everything. I like it all.
That's usually the case whenever somebody is a musician of any kind. I've never heard anybody that was a musician go, yeah, I only like the genre that I'm a part of. So I'm not surprised at all. I like a lot of different stuff too.
Definitely.
I started taking my daughter to shows recently. She's been to, I think she's been to 2 like actual shows, and then she's got a ticket for a 3rd and a 4th coming in this, spring and then in the fall. So I'm just glad she cares enough to go and watch the bands. That makes me feel good. I like watching her listen to it. Like if we're listening, like when the new Rancid album dropped, my kids got into it, and I was like really surprised. And so I was just like, dude, here, got them copies of it. What are some of y'all's? So okay, with the Havoc, I still want to talk about your band.
Sure.
You're more of a street punk band, right? But I imagine that you guys have, like you said, you have a very large or extravagant palette for music. You listen to all kinds of stuff. What are y'all's major influences though? What made you go this direction? What made you go with the street punk style of music? Was it a collective effort, or was it something that just kind of happened naturally?
I mean, back when we started the Havoc, I mean, we were really into all the UK82 stuff, Broken Bones, Discharge.
Broken Bones is so good.
We love Motorhead. Motorhead's my all-time favorite band. And then obviously we loved The Unseen and Defiance. Jason loved Defiance's first 2 records. that was like really what shaped his bass playing. That and obviously Rancid, like the Matt Freeman's bass. Just
Oh,
the
bro.
lines and stuff. He's great. So, do you watch his channel? You follow him on Instagram?
Okay, I follow him on Instagram and YouTube, and I watch him occasionally, but I don't get as many notifications. There's a lot of guys that I follow that I don't get their notifications all the time. I don't know what is making it selective, but
Yeah.
whenever I see it, I click on it because Matt Freeman's.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
because
amazing.
he does this bass vault thing where he plays a bunch of songs in there.
Yes,
So he just played a new song the other day, which is pretty
dude,
cool.
that guy's out of his mind good at bass. I mean, he's been like that since like the 80s, though. He's been fucking amazing.
Yeah,
But
you like have you listened to Charger much?
I do like Charger. That's basically Baby Motorhead.
Yeah, it's very Motorhead.
Yeah, their
I
first
like
record is my favorite, but I like the band overall quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Matt's vocals are better on that than they have been on any Rancid stuff, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with that.
So, Motorhead, I got a question.
Yeah.
Oh, man, bro, you definitely need to go to the Punk Rock Museum.
Oh, yeah, they got a bunch of stuff there. I know.
Dude, I had no idea they were going to have Motorhead stuff there. I turned a corner and I was like, yo, what is this? I started looking at it, and then like on the guided tours, they'll tell you all about it. But it's pretty amazing. But I often hear, and I've even said, and with no disrespect intended, that every Motorhead song sounds like a Motorhead song. They all sound like Ace of Spades, kind of, which I think is still moderately true. But what's your opinion on that? Do you where can you find the song? Each song's individual identity. Is it something in there about them that makes them a little different? But I don't mind that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have a sound, but I honestly I love the old stuff and totally appreciate it. Bomber's a great record. A bunch of their records are really good, but I personally like the newer stuff. Inferno is actually my favorite record by them.
Interesting.
The quality, it goes to the production quality again, and then Mick D and Phil are incredible musicians. It was the best lineup. They just sounded really good during that era, and that was the era they had for like the longest, actually.
Right.
So it was just solid. Every time I saw them play live, they had that lineup. Unfortunately, I never got to see Filthy Phil or Eddie, but
I don't see anything wrong with having a style. I was just being silly with that. But I've heard people say that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've said it, but like being facetious. But like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really, if you listen to all their stuff. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, it has their sound, but it's not all the same at all. It doesn't all sound like Ace of Spades at all.
So what I've found, and I'd love to have your opinion on this, is that people that say that, even myself, are people that haven't like really, really sat down with something. Because if you listen to punk, people are going to go, yeah, it all sounds the same. But don't tell me that the Unseen and Rancid sound the same, because they don't. Like,
no,
it's just not true. But hearing Motorhead once and then leaving is like, oh, it all sounds kind of the same, because it all kind of does. But it's only because they've got a particular style. But if you listen to the song, like you said, there's probably a lot of variance in there.
There is, yeah. They do have a style. Because now Phil has a new band called, it's newer since Lemmy passed, called Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, and it's him and all of his kids. It's all of his sons.
That's awesome.
And then they got a guy singing. But
dude, that's pretty rad.
It's really cool, and it sounds very Motorhead. But
it's good?
It's good. It's really good.
Nice.
The vocals aren't Lemmy though, so don't think that. They're like way cleaner, and like there's harmonies and stuff like that. It's like singing.
That's a bad thing.
No, it isn't, but it's just not Lemmy.
Yeah.
So you can't. You can't compare it.
You know what other band has? There's actually a few bands out there that do this, but another band that has the same sound through their songs is AC/DC. But like, they're all bangers though, and they're all so good. So like, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly, it's perfect. They do something right. I mean, MXPX is kind of like that too.
Dude, their new album is so good.
It's amazing. I love it. I took my daughter to go see them and Zebrahead last year, I think it was. and it was awesome. You know, they're great. I love it. I've liked them forever.
I forgot you told me you were a big fan of theirs, dude. That was one that I wasn't expecting, but I mean, I love it, dude. I think it's awesome. I like
I
a
got
lot
the
of bands.
tattoo right there.
Holy shit, dude, that's awesome. I mean, they were one of the first punk bands. They were definitely a gateway band for me. I listened to them and No Effects and Rancid like in the 90s, like I don't know, age like 14 probably about. And yeah, they were poppy, but through them I got into like really good music. So I don't know. That's a conversation that happens a lot on this channel is like, what's I don't know the right word, man. Maybe accepted because the community as a whole gets very elitist and gatekeepy, and it's I've done it to a
Definitely.
certain degree. I guess I can't act like I
I
haven't.
definitely used to.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
sure.
When I was younger, I was pretty stupid. But man, how was the scene in your town when you were younger? Like, where exactly did you grow up, and what scene were you a part of?
I grew up in Whittier. I still live in Whittier, California.
Oh, nice.
But it was good. I mean, we always had a lot of. It was always solid, you know. Um, I grew up going to Chain Reaction, which before was called Public Storage, and then it changed to Chain Reaction, and then we also, I mean, always Showcase Theater all the time. We're at
That's
Showcase.
awesome.
There was another little venue that a lot of bands like Atreyu, Avenged Sevenfold,
Come on, Atreyu.
like Narcoleptic Youth, like all played. And this little, it was a house. It was like a little house. You played in the front room, and but everybody played there, and it was just madness.
That's
Like,
awesome.
you could do whatever you wanted to, pretty much, and everyone did too. It was wild.
Bro, I miss days like that. I was talking to you know what band is like more they're probably bigger now than they have ever been is Leftover Crack. And I talked to a bunch of young 20 somethings at my other job, and they'll be like, "Man, you like Leftover Crack?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." And then I'll tell them, I'm like, "Yeah, you won't really believe this probably, but like in 2004, hell, they might have been called Choking Victim still. But I saw them play in like this house, and it was just a lot of people there for a house, man. It was crazy, but like that's what it used to be like, kind of.
Havoc used to play like 300 people house shows, backyard.
It's good,
like just crazy stuff. It was insane. It was insane. It was super
that's awesome. What's the biggest show y'all played? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it might have been Sold Out Glass House with the Unseen. Like 800. I think that's the biggest show that the Havoc's ever done.
Isn't that a crazy feeling getting up there and seeing just hundreds and hundreds of kids? Like, just like, holy crap.
Great.
Like,
it's great. I toured Spades and Blades. We went on tour with Fear Factory and Soil Work, and that was an amazing tour. I mean, every show was like, the smallest show was Sold Out 300, but our largest show was 1,500 people in Worcester, Mass.
I did not expect you to say Fear Factory, bro. That's a huge band.
Yeah, those are homies.
That's awesome, dude. Man, that's cool. My best friend in high school, he was a metalhead and I was a punk rocker, but we were just like, dude, best buds, man. He loved Fear Factory. He liked Fear Factory. He liked Sabbath a lot, dude. For whatever reason, he loved the Rolling Stones. Oh, Sabbath's great. That's another band that all sounds the same when you don't go beneath the surface.
Right. Yeah.
That fool used to love the Rolling Stones. It was weird. He liked Paint It Black a lot. And I remember when that Unseen album came out with the one to say Discontent, I said, bro, they covered a Rolling Stone song. And he was like, who did? I'm like, The Unseen, bro, check it out. And
that's dope.
Yeah, he wasn't too shocked. They did those other covers on their first couple of albums. They did a Michael Jackson song and then the Poison cover. I always thought that was awesome.
That's right.
Yeah, dude. I thought that was awesome when I was younger, bro. I always liked stuff like that and didn't want to admit
it. That's what I mean. That we loved all like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses, all that stuff. I mean, that's where the scene was. Like, it seemed like everybody was into that in like 2006.
Oh, really?
You know? Yeah, it's like out here, everyone was wearing Motley Crue and Cinderella, and you know.
I guess the punk rock guys were.
Yeah, everyone was into it.
All the hardcore guys were listening to mostly rap down here, It was like they had like a Terror shirt on Monday, and then Tuesday they'd have like a freaking, I don't know, dude, whatever, camera
hardcore
shirt.
Yeah, hardcore and hip hop is a major crossover there.
Very much so.
Like everyone,
weird. You have two different veins, man. You got like on one hand you got like the hardcore guys like Bad Brains and Minor Threat, and it's like punk rock hardcore.
Right.
Then you have like the 25 to Life like beat down shit, and it crosses over with hip hop real hard. I like all of it. Oh shit.
All right, here we go. I'm back, dude. Sorry about that. You there, Randall? Damn technology. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I was like, I'm like, we're talking, and I just went, oh shit! Like it was. I thought your phone died.
No, my phone rang and I canceled it right away. But
no, it's all good, bro.
You were saying though about the hardcore going down, like the 5 to Life, or like it's also like that, and then it's also metalcore, right? Hardcore and the metal side.
Oh, that's right, like Avenged Sevenfold, like 18 Visions type stuff.
Hatebreed, even though Hatebreed's hardcore, they're straight metal too, you know?
Dude, Hatebreed is like my favorite band in that genre. Like Terror is my favorite hardcore band, like period, the end. Like Terror is like my favorite. Let's see. I like Terror, CMI is the new hot shit. I love that band so much.
CMI?
Dude, have you heard these guys yet? Conservative Military Image. Like their band name is kind of wild, but I had to do it on my show. And like he did me a super solid. I just asked him one day, I was like, bro, I got to talk to this guy about his band name. I got to figure out what's going on. He came on and I asked him about it. He was super cool, explained to me what it meant. But the video did gangbusters, bro. It did like 12,000 views. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow. That's cool.
Dude, their stuff is super hard to get a hold of, and it's really valuable, and it's really good. If you like AC/DC Rose Tattoo style stuff, it's like that mixed with like Blood for Blood.
Okay.
It's really fucking good.
So
man.
they got some rock and roll hardcore.
Yes, very much so. Cool. It's really, really good. But but Hatebreed though is like my favorite of like that heavier stuff. Every album is just good. Like it. And
now that's a band too. That's a band too that sounds similar across the board for sure.
Dude, 100%, bro. If you
for sure, you know Hatebreed. Exactly. Lamb of God's a lot like that too.
Dude, yes, bro.
Yeah, but they're great. They're great. You find it and you just refine it and refine it. You know, Killswitch very similar to that too.
The Bouncing Souls.
Yes, Bouncing Souls.
I've always called those bands consistent. I don't think it's a bad thing, man. It's consistent, and I like that.
I mean, Rancid's like that.
Yeah, they kind of are. Yeah.
I mean, they've done different things, but if the records you like sound similar.
Yeah.
are real similar. Even though I liked Rancid 2000, that was a little more heavy. At the same time, they did a few heavier records.
That's my least favorite record by them by a lot.
See, and I really like that one though because I like heavier stuff.
Most people like that record a lot, and then when I explain like my issues with it, I've had a lot of people go, "Oh man, I never thought about it like that," and I'm like, "Yeah, bro, blah blah blah," and they're like, "Oh damn," and so.
But as a fan, I see what you're saying, like because they're your favorite band, like you said,
of all time, yeah.
So it's different for me. They're not my favorite band of all time. I really like them.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the differences. But like obviously, when Out Come the Wolves and then their newest record, you put them side by side, they're very similar to each other as good records, really good records.
Wholeheartedly. What's funny is like, so my issues with the 2000 record, I don't want to go on and on about it, but like Lars's vocals, they're not good. The production I didn't think was very good, and I felt like they were trying to be more like street punk than they were.
But it sounded cool.
Yeah, because they got a lot of shit for Life Won't Wait. They're like, people are like, what are you doing? And it's like, man, let them make whatever they want to make, dude. Like, and that goes for 2000 as well. That's what they want to make. Let them make it. There's a couple of tracks on there I really do like a lot. But I just, my issues with it are mostly Lars's vocals, and the feeling I get is just kind of like fraudulent with that record. The way I get, and I don't know. It is what it is, though. Like I don't really give a shit at this point. I've bitched and moaned about that record plenty, but it's something funny is that tomorrow I'm doing a podcast with my regular homie that does one with me every week, and we're doing the top 10 Rancid ska songs because everybody always associates them with ska. Bro, yeah, I went through every record they've got, which is like 10, a couple of EPs, and some 7-inches, and I only found 22 total ska songs out of all those songs. And
they don't do very much.
They've got like 4 albums that have no ska, like 4 whole albums that got none. And so I was a little surprised. I thought I'd get like 40 songs out of it and have to whittle it down, but the ska was good though.
Obviously, coming from Op Ivy, but yeah, ska's coming back.
You heard of Bad Time Records?
No,
dude, it's this guy. You should just Google it, man. Bad Time Records, man. Mustard Plug even signed to this label. They're like the premier ska punk label. I had the owner on the show once, and one of their bigger bands called Catbite was on a couple of times. They're really good friends of mine at this point. Ska is definitely coming back. You like ska?
Yeah, I like ska.
Let's go.
Yeah, my homies are in Left Alone. My buddy plays drums, and my other buddy plays bass. From that,
I just got like 4 of their records. Okay, so I've always been a fan of theirs, but I had all their stuff on CD, and when I lost all my shit in that flood, a lot of CDs never got repurchased, and I just bought like 4 LPs, like 2 or 3 7-inches, and a shirt because it was on sale, and I was like, I bought as much as I could afford. And then I'm on this diet right now, and I wear XL shirts, and I bought a large because they only had one size left of the one with like Frankenstein with the pink glasses on.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, I bought it anyways, and I was like, I'll make a patch out of the back of it, or make a patch for something. And then I was like, I got it, and then a couple weeks later, I started doing this diet, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude, gold T-shirt, man. So when I can fit in that shirt, I'll be stoked.
There you go.
But I love that band, dude.
That's cool,
man.
Yeah, Elvis actually prints too. The singer,
really?
Yeah, he does screen printing. He printed that shirt. He prints like Rancid stuff. He does like all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's good friends with those dudes.
Dude, he is a rad dude. That's a guy I'd love to talk to. He wouldn't remember this probably, but they stayed at my house, like way back, dude. Like,
sick.
Shit, dude. Probably Dead American Radio era. Like, dude, long time ago, in Austin, I think. I think it was in Austin. It was either Austin or Houston. It's the only 2 places I've ever lived. And then what was that other band? It sounded like Rancid but faster. Time Again. Do you remember that? No. Yeah, it's time. I think it was Time Again. They're on Hellcat. They sound like Rancid but faster. Left Alone's like the Latino Rancid. There's a bunch of little Rancid like super influential bands. I love all that stuff, man. It's my favorite shit, dude.
Yeah.
You ever listen to music from? Is it Malaysia? Damn it, dude! It's hold on. There's a whole subgenre of punk from another Hold on, let me tell you where this is at. You're gonna be surprised, dude. I got it written down. So while I'm looking for this, what are some of the things that you guys like to do whenever you're doing like touring and such? Okay, it's probably been. Has it been a while since you've toured?
Well, earlier this year we did the January tours. So
okay, so but
I mean,
it was actually a tour. Okay,
yeah, it was. We flew out to Atlanta and then rented a van and went up and left. Flew out to New York, but
that's
yeah,
crazy. That's
it
fun.
was it was cool. It was a good time.
Look it up.
I like to hit up food spots.
Okay.
You know, anytime and try and find some good food.
Dude, that's the best stuff to do.
I mean, anytime someone wants to barbecue too is like legit.
Okay, okay. What kind of
Always
barbecue do you like?
Anything. I'll eat, dude. I like everything.
Let's go.
I like brisket, ribs, steak. I mean,
Oh.
you know, whatever you want to do.
Ribs are the truth, bro. I love ribs, and I like sausage a lot. Like I'm a big.
I love sausage.
Yep.
I just got to try some English sausage the other day.
What is that?
I don't know. It's from England. I forget. It was like something with the L. My buddy,
awesome.
My singer for Cake Eater, he ordered it in from England.
That's dope.
It was different. It was good.
Dude, European food is quite a bit different. Bro, I could talk food all day, especially since I'm on this fucking diet, bro. I'm like,
oh sure.
My wife and kids are eating. I'm not even gonna call it a diet. I need to call it. It's a lifestyle change, dude. I'm my interior, dude, has got some problems from all the abuse that I've done to myself over the years, and
for sure.
I'm just trying to, live a little longer if I can. But
I hear you, man. I have diabetes, so I get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude. One of my good friends just found out about that. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, yeah, I was just saying that's why I like food. Food made it happen.
you know what I'm saying? I got to get blood work done. I've got to get surgery, and hopefully in the springtime. I gave myself a hernia picking up my kid, and bro, I'm so not looking forward to surgery. But one of my best friends was getting like a knee replacement, and he went in to get his blood work done, and they were like, "Oh no, we can't operate on you. You've got diabetes." And he was like, "What?" And he had no idea, bro.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, "Yeah," I was like, "That's probably pretty dangerous, I would think, huh?"
Yeah, I mean, if you're not on medication, yeah, you need to be on medication for it.
I don't know a lot about diabetes.
If you're not watching it's weird because you don't really feel it. You know,
okay.
Like I can still eat if I want. I can still eat whatever I want to, and like I don't really feel it. I mean, sometimes if I eat a lot of carbs, I do feel sleepy. It makes me real sleepy, like drags me down pretty hard.
Man, I need to get my blood work done. That's exactly how I feel when I eat a lot of carbs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're drinking a lot of water and you're going to the restroom a lot, that's also like another sign of diabetes. It seems like you should be going to the restroom a lot if you're drinking a lot of water, but like if you're constantly thirsty, then that means you probably have it.
Oh shit.
It's kind of one of those things.
I'm going to the doctor pretty soon anyways, dude. We're over here live on my show. I'm like, I got diabetes. Fuck.
Yeah. I found out about my diabetes on tour. I was standing at Dimebag's grave, and I was like, I got a call from my doctor, and he's like, "Where are you?" I was all, "I'm in Texas." He's all, "Well, you have diabetes," and I was drinking this giant like sugary thing from Starbucks. I was like, "Oh man, I probably should stop this." Probably stop drinking this. It's almost gone anyway.
Right, dude. Especially men, dude. Human men will justify anything. What's up? You going to bed?
Yes.
Oh, I like your shirt. Hey, you want to show me your shirt? Here, can you lean in the camera? Here, the camera's here.
What do you got?
Nice. Dad made her a Ranson shirt. All right, you
That's
go to bed?
Cool. Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Nice.
See you tomorrow.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, sweetie.
That's great. Yeah, my daughter wears Havoc and Cake Eater stuff all the time. She's been going to shows since I think she went to her like first show on stage. I think she was 3. Like for a friend's band, but like for us, she came and saw us play when she was like 1.
That's crazy awesome. That's dope, dude. You said something that really I hadn't thought about in a while, which was Dimebag, man. And so I have I have an older brother that I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him in like 20 something years.
Wow.
But yeah, we don't speak, man. Oh, dude, you know what? People have heard me say that I don't talk to him, but they have never heard why. So when I was young, my dad died when I was like 16, 17 years old. And I have two brothers that are older than me by like a decade, right? And so they were already like married and shit. And the one I got along with, his name was Alan. He's like, hey man, why don't you move to Dallas and live with me, man? And I was up to no good. And he's like, you can come up here and work and get away from all the bullshit of Houston. And I was like, all right, dude, I'll come up there. And his wife had left him, like they had gotten a divorce, and so he had all this extra space. And so I quit my job, quit my band, and moved to Dallas. I wanted to get my life together. I was young. I was like 17, 18, maybe 18 years old, young. And so I go up there, I get a job waiting tables. I'm paying rent at his place. And then out of the blue one day, he goes, hey, man, my wife's coming back, and I need you to go back to Houston, or you got to go somewhere else. God damn.
I'm sorry, man. I got another phone call.
No, it's all, dude. Now that I know what it is, I'm not tripping. So out of the blue, he tells me like, hey, you got to go. I don't know where you're going to. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And so I had all my shit there, but I had no way to get it home. Mm-hmm. I find a band that's from Houston playing Dallas, but going back to Houston. And I hitched a ride back home with them, was homeless, stayed with my best friend and his dad for like a couple of weeks. Got on my feet. His dad bought me some clothes so I can go interview for a job somewhere. Got a job, saved up the money. About 6 weeks later, this is a short version, of course, I get a buddy that has a truck. We drive back to Dallas to go get all my records, my shirts, all my band shirts and stuff. You know, when I left with a backpack. So I had like a little CD case, a Discman, some batteries, like 2 or 3 shirts, like a pair of pants, some socks, and a couple pair of boxers. That's all I had. And so I left with it. And so all my shit was in boxes in his house. And when I got back, I called him and I was like, hey man, I'm on my way to Dallas to come get all my shit. You gonna be home? He's like, yeah. At this point, I'm pissed off at him, but he's still my brother, right?
Yeah.
I get there and I'm with my brother, my other brother, and I'm with my friend Devin. And we pull up and he's on the porch waiting for me. And he has these 2 trash bags in his hands. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I get out, and I've never really explained this part to people, man. He hands me these bags, and I'm like, what is this? He's like, that's your shit. And I'm like, well, no, dude, because I have like boxes of shit in the house. And he's like, nah, man, you took too long to come get it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's been like 6 weeks. He's like, yeah, man, I had to get rid of it. He sold all my shit for, nose candy.
Oh, wow.
Dude, all my records, all my CDs, all my shirts, everything, bro. He probably got.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. And I stood there and started crying, dude, because that was like that's everything I worked towards was that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I said, man, you sold all my CDs, bro? And he goes, dude, you got burned copies of them. What do you need them for? And you know how collectors are. I was like, yeah, I got a CD. I got it signed, and I burned a copy and kept that to play. And then my good copy stayed on my collection.
Yeah.
And I didn't even believe him for like a solid 10 minutes, bro. I was like, there's no way you sold all my shit. And he's a much bigger person than I am, and he beat the living shit. I mean, we got into a fist fight in his front yard, and he whooped my ass pretty good. And I ain't talked to him since, bro. I was like 18. He called me on my 21st birthday, and I'm like, hello? And he goes, hey, it's Alan. And I was like, click. And that's it, bro. Like,
dang.
Yeah, bro. I don't even care. Like, I hope he's okay. I hope he's good, but I don't got time for that shit in my life, man. But
for sure. That's fucked.
But the point of that is that when I was real young, he went on tour with Pantera and White Zombie as part of their security squad. So he was pretty good friend. Yeah, he was good friends with Daryl and his brother, and he knew Phil pretty well. And so I remember almost calling him when Dimebag passed away. I almost called my brother. That almost got me to call him. But I was pretty messed up about that too. Being from Texas, man, Pantera is a pretty big deal down here. And, that shit was crazy.
We're gonna actually fly out to Kentucky here in February and see them and Lamb of God play.
Dude, nice.
We're going for my brother's 40th.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
It's gonna be epic.
That's great, dude. How total subject shift. I was thinking, oh man, the country I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah,
was Indonesia.
Oh, dude, yeah. They have tons of bands out there.
Bro.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro. They had that one band called Roots Radicals. It's like they take Rancid songs and like have you heard that band?
I've heard of them. I haven't heard them though.
Bro, you should go check them out because you'll laugh, man. They take Rancid songs and they'll like use the hook but change the words and then change the chorus and even the way it sounds, but it sounds like a Rancid song. And so when you hear it, you're like, oh no, this is a Rancid song. When they start singing and it's different words, and you're like, what is going on? But I really like it a lot, man. They're a good band.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'm doing that video on the street punk stuff, and I was waiting to talk to you a little bit before I really talked about the Havoc, because I have about 15 bands that I'm going to cover on there, and you guys being the one that has the most current album out was who I was going to talk about as far as like this era of who's still putting out music and stuff. I was really glad to see y'all put an album out, man.
Thanks, man. I'm stoked on it.
It's interesting, man. What's it like being back in the fold of things, kind of being back out in people's you know?
It's cool. I mean, I never stopped playing, so it wasn't like, I mean, we weren't like super involved in the punk scene, but
yeah,
we still had tons of friends doing it. You know, Cheap Sex has been playing a while, and we're good friends with those guys, so we've always been kept in contact. I talked to Brock a lot.
I think I know that band too.
Yeah, they were signed to Punkcore at the same time we were.
Yeah, they're good too. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you were always active in the scene still, but it's just such a long time in between like LPs for that one band. It just feels like when you look at it like that, you're like, they must have been crazy getting back on there, but it's like, no, you were in other things, doing other projects.
Yeah, we never stopped playing live, never stopped touring for the most part. I mean, you know,
that's dope.
The full-time stuff slowed down.
Yeah.
Havoc hit it harder than any other projects. Spades did for a little while, and from 14 to 16 we hit it pretty hard, but other than that, then this last tour this January is the longest I've been out.
You said that Motorhead was your favorite band, right?
Yeah.
Outside of Motorhead, what other stuff are you listening to? What are some of your favorite bands outside of Motorhead?
I mean, it's funny because I love Motorhead. I listen to them, but not as often as, you know, even though they're my favorite. I mean, they just come on rotation.
Isn't that kind of the way it is, though?
Yeah. I've been listening to the new MXPX a lot. I actually really like. Have you heard Sleep Token?
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I get it. They're really talented. Like really, like very, very, very talented.
Super epically talented. And the vocals are just really good. I'm a singer, so I like to sing, and he has some cool singy stuff, which
they sound like the vocals. Damn it, man! I covered them on my other channel a lot, and I had to just stop because I was getting to where their fan base was really hating me because I would like kind of like the song, but I critique it, and I'm also kind of a smartass, so I'd be like, man. But they sound like what's Imagine Dragons, bro. That's what the vocals sound like, dude.
They have like that modern pop feel with like brutal riffage, super tuned down with octaves, and they just do something different, and it's cool.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I may not like listen to that band, but in all sincerity, I do have a lot of respect for their talent because I am a fan of music and I like a lot of different stuff like you do. And so while that's not my favorite stuff, I do hear it and go, shit, man, this is like two of my best friends love that band. So like, you know, I was actually screen printing bootleg Sleep Token shirts for a while. But
there you go.
But yeah, man, like they're talented. What else are you jamming outside of that? Is that you're a little surprised that you like Sleep Token?
Yeah, I like Sleep Token. What have I been listening to?
That's kind of awesome, though.
I listen to. I mean, I've been checking out. What is it? Well, BB Rexha's been in the list a lot. My daughter and wife really like her, and
Who is it?
BB Rexha.
I have no idea who that is.
Pop artist. We went and saw her at the Wiltern in August. She's ripped. It's really good.
What kind of pop stuff is it? More like
Taylor, basically,
or like
no, more like like Britney Spears.
Oh, okay, like straight up like pop.
Pop, yeah.
It's nice.
Dance, a lot of dance beats, dance and pop. I like a lot of dance stuff lately. It's just try and get into new stuff, you know.
Oh, dude, I'm not judging at all, man. I genuinely and sincerely listen to Lady Gaga. Like, legit. I
Yeah,
love Lady Gaga. That chick is
Kate,
rad, dude.
Katy Perry. I really like Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that the other day,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, we like some.
Snoop Dogg too. A lot of Snoop.
I've never really been a fan of his, man. Like, I like him as a person more than I do a musician. Uh,
Both.
I like Mac Miller a lot. I mean, R.I.P. But like, that kid was on a different level at the end of his, life. He was starting to really uh, explore some insane musical stuff. I guess I'll say.
I haven't jumped into him. I do like Post Malone though.
Ooh, I like Post Malone.
The Weeknd, pretty
I
solid.
love The Weeknd, bro. I got his shit on
Yeah.
vinyl. That's how much I like him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, his stuff is really. My daughter, she loves The Weeknd. Some of his stuff's a little explicit, but
Oh,
it's on
yeah.
the radio. It's on the radio. It's usually edited pretty good. But
Yeah, for sure.
you ever heard of a band called the Scissor Sisters?
I think I have, but I've not heard of them. I haven't heard of them.
Holy shit, bro! They're like if Elton John was like a modern artist. It would.
Okay.
That's what this dude. It's if you like Elton John, you would probably like that. And I love Elton John. His shit. That guy's so good.
I'm sure. I mean, obviously, his stuff is. I know more than I think I know of.
Oh, for
John,
sure.
You know what I mean?
And his.
I've never
really
dove
good.
into him. Never really dove into him, but.
He's got one called the Honky Chateau, front to back, top to bottom, dude. Banger after banger. You should give that one a spin, dude. It's a good album.
Hell yeah! I will check it out.
Let's
I always
see.
like checking out new stuff.
Oh yeah, this is part of the fun of talking to people, man. Like I've talked to folks on here, and I've had people say like, "Oh, sometimes you talk too much," and I'm like, "Yeah, admittedly, I do." But this is not like an interview per se. It's like a conversation. Like that's the whole point of me doing this with people is for everybody to get comfortable and get to know each other. And at least in my opinion, I think it's a little more interesting. But to each their own.
Yeah, I like both. I like a little bit of both, so it's all good. I mean, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, dude. Dude. I mean, I felt like we knew each other pretty quick when we started talking on the phone, man. As soon as you started talking to me, like, what was the man? You called me kind of out of the blue. Were you asking me a question? I don't even remember why you called.
Just to touch base. Just to make sure, because I wasn't sure if you just wanted to have me on, or if we wanted to do like a couple of the guys or whatever, and we could do another one too.
I was gonna say, anytime, anybody, bro, I'm always down, and I'm always gonna be promoting your music on this channel, bro. Like this is
I appreciate that.
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm genuinely trying to like really grow this community. I think it's a really good community already, at least on my channel specifically. Like. I'm a little surprised at the numbers that I'm getting, and I'm happy. And I'm just a little surprised at how fast it's come along. But
it's cool.
Yeah, man. I really hope to keep it going, man. I don't think I'm ever going to be on like the band side of things anymore. I think where I'm at is what I'm good at. So
it's cool any way to stay like involved in music,
Right. Well, the label helps a lot too, and I have the little record shop. So like, technically, I'm like kind of all in it. But
yeah,
I just don't make the music. So
yeah, I mean, me too. I have, obviously I print for tons of bands too.
Right,
and
dude,
then,
you print for a lot of bands.
And then my brother and I and our drummer Will, we have a clothing line together called Black and White Co.
Nice.
And and then we got the two bands. So between all that, and then my brother makes his own whiskey.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn High Caliber.
Nice.
And, yeah, we're working on getting all that stuff situated so we can get it out to the masses, but it's it's delicious.
Whiskey, bourbon, scotch, all that shit's like super hot right now.
It is. It really is. And they just kind of came across this really cool, different thing that they're really stoked on. So everyone that's tried it likes it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Dude, I hope it like crushes it, man.
I need to.
So, with the Havoc being a band that's been around for literally 20 years at this point, what are some of your favorite memories of playing shows? Have you had any that just really stick out to you that you reminisce on sometimes and think about? It doesn't have to be a big show necessarily, just anything that was big to you personally.
I don't know. I mean, I was going back and watching some videos this last weekend of Cornerstone Festival. We used to play that fest, and it was always fun playing there because there was always like a ton of. Anytime you go back somewhere every year, you see this, like, and you get to see your friends from all over the country and play music and sell merch, and just like the mecca of music. Any festivals are like that. And that was the one we were involved with the most in the early years. That was always just felt like home. It was like always comfortable and fun to be there. Um, and, I mean, touring was always great. Always getting to see your friends is like the best part.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
just, I mean, that's always just like the funnest
Dude.
thing is just to get to see your friends. It's like you don't get to see them all that often. It's like a reunion, right away. Just best friends again, even though you didn't talk in however long.
That's how you know you're really friends with somebody, is you can go like years without seeing them and then just spark it back up.
Oh yeah.
The answer you just gave me is really important, because it actually makes a lot of sense for somebody that's our age, because if you were, let's say, 20 years old right now and you started a band, you wouldn't have the same feelings about missing your friends on the road, because it's so easy to get in touch with everybody now. Back in
Right.
let's say 95 all the way through 2010, maybe even, it was so much harder.
Yeah, we didn't have
touch with people.
We didn't have maps. I had a cell phone. I had the Nokia brick, but that was just in case.
Yeah.
In case.
Yeah. Dude,
it wasn't for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used it, but it was just in case. We printed everything out on MapQuest and had the giant atlases and all that shit.
Hell yeah.
It was wild. It was kind of scary. I mean, think about it now. Like, we were nuts.
Looking back looking back at it in hindsight, excuse me, it absolutely does feel kind of crazy, man. I mean, everybody that I've talked to, like, that's from our generation, has had the same kind of response to questions like this, where they're like, yeah, man, we just used MapQuest and we printed things out, or we used a key map or whatever. And it does kind of seem crazy when you look at it in hindsight. And it's like, man, we were ballsy, dude, just hopping in and going. And I never toured outside of Texas like that, but like even driving to Dallas, and then you got to go to like San Antonio. And if you've never been there, you may as well
still
be
hours.
Country.
Yeah, you're still hours away. Texas is its own country anyway. It's
bro,
huge.
it's so fucking big down here, bro.
Huge.
Like it's kind of ridiculous even.
We never played. Havoc never played Austin. Spades did.
No,
but we always played Dallas. We did Dallas and like Fort Worth, and then we used to play Red Blood Club, and then we went down to San Antonio a bunch of times, and we did Corpus Christi a couple of times. We played Houston. We played Fitzgerald's.
Bro, I miss that place so much, dude.
Yeah, that was rad show.
Dude, that place, I saw probably like 8 out of my 10 favorite shows at that place, and they like tore it down, and it's like a parking lot now.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. Like that place.
That's how Showcase is now.
Dude, I was on I guess Instagram maybe the other day, and 924 Gilman was doing this thing where they're like trying to put in some new doors so they could have like a better like fire code. Like it was just safer, double doors instead of the one that they had. And they were like, hey, if anybody wants to pledge $100, we'll give you a part of the wall from the inside. And I was like, over here, dude. I slapped down $100 real quick for that, man. Like, to have a part of Gilman in like a little display thing. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, I've never been there, but I would like.
That's cool. I haven't been there either. But that's cool.
I mean, that place spawned my favorite people. So like, I have to have that, man.
Hell yeah.
But if you could pick out, let's say tomorrow some dude popped up and was like, say, man, you can go anywhere you want today. I'm going to make sure you get there. You can go anywhere to play a show, and you can play with any band. Who would you take with you, and where would you play?
Okay. Well, I think I would like to do it. I'd like to do like Rebellion Fest in
what's that?
In Europe. It's like the big fest, like everybody plays it.
Nice.
Which I would love to do that. I mean, it would be sick to play with Exploited and GBH, and I mean all the bands that we love, and
right.
Everyone plays it. Cox Bar.
That's awesome.
So
dude, I heard they're doing another album.
Cox Bar?
Yeah, they're doing like they think they said it like this, that 2024 Cox Bar is releasing their 8th and final album. click here to learn more. So like they did like a little interview with somebody, I guess, and they're doing one more album. I love that band, so I'm excited to at least hear it.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh yeah, it probably will. I'd be pretty surprised if they were going to put in the time and not make something that was worth a shit.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, the fest down here that we were always trying to be a part of was called Fallcore, and it was like the one that every year, if you got on Fallcore, your band was a legitimate, like a threat to like, you know, you were the shit if you got on Fallcore.
You're gonna go somewhere.
One time.
Nice,
dude. It was so fun, man. Fallcore was like all day. It was always like and it started as all Houston bands, and then it got so popular that it was like Houston and Austin. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll add San Antonio. And then it's like, well, Dallas ain't that much further than there. So we added Dallas. And then it became like a 2-day thing. It was all day at 2 venues. And it got to be kind of crazy. But when I first started going, man, it was like 10 bands, $10 in Houston at Fitzgerald's. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It was so
they
fun,
had like
man.
multiple stages there and stuff, right?
Yeah, they had the upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows all time was the Necromantics and One Man Army, who is like a band that I am obsessed with. But I saw them at Fitz downstairs, and it was so much better downstairs because it was just this tiny little place with this little bitty like 18-inch stage, and the fucking ceiling was like right above.
That's where we played Fitz downstairs.
Oh, it's so good downstairs. I love Fitz downstairs.
I just saw Necromantics a couple weeks ago because I print all their merch. I print their merch.
What?
Yeah,
bro. Dude, you have blown my mind like 4 times in this conversation. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, they're great.
What are some of your favorite shows you've been to? Anything stick out to you?
I mean, just recently I saw Parkway at the Wiltern. That was a really good show. I went to CY Fest and saw a bunch of my old friends' bands play. That was cool too. It was good to see the Virus destroyed. Like they literally were fucking insane. Unseen was really good. It was cool. A lot of old friends. Had a really good time at the fest.
Dude, the Virus is really fucking good. I just got I'm still replacing all these fucking albums from way back when. I just ordered I think 2 CDs of the Virus and 1 from a Global Threat. Like I listened to all of it digitally too, but like I wanted to have discs at my store. I don't get very good internet like reception on my phone, so I depend on CDs and tapes at that place, man. If I don't have that, I don't listen to anything. But so I tend to buy a lot of CDs.
Nice.
Yeah, I just bought. I discovered that the singer from the One Man Army band. Have you ever heard them, One Man Army?
Yeah, I saw him play a long time ago at the Glass House. I forget who they played with, but I saw him a long time ago.
Yeah, they're like sincerely like I'm obsessed with that guy's vocals, dude. I fucking love his voice. But he had a band called Toy Guitar apparently that I didn't know he even had, so I just got some of that stuff and
nice.
Been diving back into some Swinging Utters. That guy sounds kind of like Mike.
I think it was that they played with Swinging Utters. That's who it was.
Oh, okay, dude.
Yeah.
That's another band that's fucking awesome. The Swinging Utters are so good. Were you ever an Epitaph or a Fat Records guy?
I dabbled, but no, I wasn't like deep dive on that stuff.
Really. Oh, that was my jam, bro. I was definitely an Epitaph kid, bro. Like to an absurd degree, man. I listened to that shit. Anything that came out on Epitaph would get at least my attention enough to listen to a good couple of spins through the record or CD or whatever all the way through. I didn't own everything, but I love that record label, man. I thought it was so cool that you could order stuff through the mail back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
But it took fucking 6 weeks to get an album. But you'd have to
you still got it though.
Yeah, yeah. Dude. Mail a check in, and as soon as the check cleared, then they would send it to you.
Smart on them.
Dude, no, for sure, bro, for sure. There's probably a lot of record labels that went under because of shit like that they didn't do right.
Getting ripped off is the worst.
Yes, I've had some things like I've sold on eBay for a while. I had a comic book shop before COVID, and I would sell stuff on eBay. And this one guy, long story short, he bought a very expensive comic book. It was like $125, and it was pristine. And so he gets it. And then he sends me a message and he's like, hey, man, I got the book, but it has a crease on the back cover. And I was like, there's no fucking way, man. Send me a photo. He sends me a picture of this creased cover on the back of this comic book. And I was like, hey, man, flat out, that's not the comic I sent you, bro. And he's like, what are you saying? And I was like, I'm saying that that's not the comic book that I sent you. I don't know what that is, but it's not the book I sent. And he put it in a thing with eBay, and they made me refund his money. And he sent me back this bullshit comic that wasn't the one that I sold him.
So somebody opened it up, took it out, and put that in.
No, he did it. He's a fucking ripoff artist. What he did was, okay, so a common little lick on eBay is like if you do collectibles, you get your whatever it is that's like, let's say, a very fine to a near mint copy of whatever subject matter, could be comics, toys, records, whatever. And you order like a fucking mint condition one, you get it in and you go, oh man, it's dinged up. And then they refund you, you send it back, and you just basically trade it out, and then they get some bullshit back. And that's what happened. My book that I sold him was $125. And when I got it back, it was like a $35 book. And I was like, bro,
damn.
Like, and eBay always sides with the buyer, so there was nothing I could do about it.
Wow, that's some shady shit right there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
no fun.
Man, it was stupid. I'm so glad to be out of that community. I'll be honest, bro. I'm fucking now. It fed my family for some years, dude. But like, man, I'm so glad to be back into like music and records and shit, where I'm very much more comfortable. But yeah, dude. Do you like cassette tapes at all?
I mean, I think they're cool. I don't really have any. I have a couple, but Yeah,
I forgot you said you listen to stuff mostly digitally.
Yeah.
It takes a certain kind of person to want to play cassette tapes. I love them, but I'm a fucking weirdo.
No, yeah. I mean, I still kept all mine. I have a bunch of rad tapes.
Do you?
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, I have some like original, like I have some Motley Crue. I have
nice.
I also have like early Metallica.
Hell yeah.
I
think I've got
a couple of different tapes, but
what's your favorite Metallica album?
Ride the Lightning.
Ooh. Nice pick. I think mine's probably Kill 'Em All, but Ride the Lightning's pretty close.
Kill 'Em All's great, but it's just I feel like it's too easy.
Okay.
Like in the sense of like
explain that, please.
It's just a great record, but like I feel like Ride the Lightning is Kill 'Em All, but a little more. You know?
Well, now I have to go back and listen to Ride the Lightning. Damn it! You might be
more.
Right about that.
It's just more.
It's like, well, they got better.
More it's more refined. You know?
You're not wrong about that at all.
Kill 'Em All is a great record.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm looking for something real quick while I'm talking to you. Have you ever heard Wisdom in Chains?
The band?
Yeah.
No.
Bro, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what made me think of them all of a sudden. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think I have a. I thought it was a first edition, but it's not. I have a Kill 'Em All tape.
Nice.
It's on the clear cassette, so I think this is a like later edition. I don't really care about that kind of stuff too much, but this particular tape I'm about to show you, I do. Check this shit out, bro. So I bought this. It's a.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a pre barcode edition, right? And it's on this clear tape, and it's got the no barcode. So this came out in 1989, this particular cassette, right? And so I thought I was the shit. I thought I had like the first one. Then my friend goes, hey, look what I got. And he shows me this Op Ivy tape. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I got the first edition. He goes, no, that's what this is. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then he showed me how he figured it out. And I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. And so I had to hunt one of these down that without the white bar.
Okay.
And then it's on a white tape. That's the actual first edition. This is probably one of my most prized possessions. I love this fucking tape.
Nice.
But they sound like shit. Their tapes are old.
Yeah, but, I know. I put them on and they just squeal and hiss, and they're very thin. There's not a lot of girth to them.
Yeah, part of it is the equipment, and part of it's the tape and like who manufactured it. It's kind of you have to be really into that stuff to kind of know what you're doing with it, which that takes a lot of time. So most people just don't really want to fool with it. It's much easier to buy a CD or an LP and throw it on. It's going to sound pretty much the same.
Right.
Maybe not an album after 30 or 40 listens, but definitely a CD. Bro.
For sure.
Hell yeah, man. Shoot, dude, it's been a blast talking with you for an hour and a half, man. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
I would love to do this again sometime. And maybe I'll map out some questions. And if you have a topic that you'd like to discuss with me, I would absolutely be willing to just actually shut my mouth for a little bit and let you.
Yeah, no worries, man. This is great.
But
I had a blast.
dude, I appreciate it, man.
We should do it with Josiah too. We can talk about recording and stuff more.
I was gonna say, if one of the other guys want to jump on, dude, I'm down. Maybe like after the first of the year, after the holidays are over and the New Year's and shit.
For sure.
So what I'll do is I'll reach back out in a couple of weeks. I'll stay in contact with you, man, and I may actually shoot you a question or two for the video that I'm doing on the street punk stuff, because this is a hangout session, but that video is important to me.
Love to be involved. And I'm sure we could do something have you on Punk Rock Talk or something too.
Dude, hell yeah, that'd be so dope, man.
DM Jason, just DM, or I'll send it his way too.
You can shoot him anybody my phone number, just tell him to let me know who it is I'm speaking with. I think it'll bother me.
For sure.
I get a lot of phone calls from people that I haven't met yet, so it's not going to be a big deal. But I know it's kind of a random ending, but it's been an hour and a half. I think we did well, man. And I would like to talk
I was
to you
gonna
again.
I was just gonna suggest heading out because I gotta go see the fam. So
no worries, man. I appreciate your time sincerely, man, and I'll reach back out. We'll do this again. We'll hang out some more.
All right, brother. It's good talking to you, Randall.
Hell yeah, man. Have a good night, dude. Thanks.
You too. Later.
All right, later, bud.